Okay, and we are back to talk about nuts and seeds, looking only slightly deranged in the thumbnail. Super excited about this. Hopefully everyone will jump over from the other live stream. Are you on my new live stream?
Yeah.
Is it frozen?
Yeah, I'm waiting for
Oh my god. That's so frustrating. Okay, so thank you, Jennifer, for showing up on the new live stream. Sarah, thanks for making the skip over. All right, we got equivocal truth. We're good. I know I had your name written down somewhere. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about nuts and seeds before I freeze again or my YouTube app crashes or something. You guys, I don't know what it is. I'm tempted to blame Spectrum, the cable company. I'm tempted to blame my old iPad. I like to get mad at YouTube for all kinds of reasons. Sometimes it's on your end, sometimes it's on my end. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for making the journey. Okay, so nuts and seeds. Apparently, according to that study that Dr. Greger has talked about so many times, not eating enough nuts and seeds is the third leading cause of death and disability in the world. So that's a pretty serious problem. Unfortunately, this is a bit of a thorn in my side because I don't really like nuts. I'm not a huge fan of seeds. I find them to be expensive. I think they taste weird, especially if they're not salted.
Yeah. I don't know what you just said. Sorry.
Okay.
What did you say?
I said nuts taste weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Big time.
It's, apparently they are having some screen freezing problems, but they said that refreshing your browser helps. So, I don't know. Someone brought up that it might be a conspiracy. I'm all for conspiracies. Yep, it's a secret conspiracy between YouTube and the meat and egg industries and dairy industries to bring us down. Okay, so, you know, even though I don't really like nuts, and I think nuts taste weird, apparently it's still really good to eat them. So luckily, peanut butter is on the list.
Love you.
I love you too. Where are you going?
Up to the property, check it out.
Okay.
And then we'll pick up the girls.
Okay.
See you at 4:30.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Henry. Okay. So, still gotta eat, like, they say a quarter cup a day. I definitely don't get that. And, you know, Dr. Greger lists them separately from flax seeds, so I guess he does mean that it's, like, in addition to flax seeds, you gotta eat, like, well, you should eat a quarter cup or thereabouts of nuts and seeds per day. I did appreciate the study that said that you only have to eat 4 nuts and seeds per day. So like 4 walnuts. I feel like I could handle that. I could do that. I still eat my 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per week to help bring down my cholesterol. So he does definitely mention that walnuts are super amazing for their omega-3 levels and their antioxidant levels and the way that they can apparently suppress cancer growth in vitro, so in test tubes. They're quite good at suppressing cancer growth, so I feel like that's a good enough reason to eat walnuts, at least semi-regularly. Now I just have to find a walnut source that's less than 20 or 30 bucks a pound because it's ridiculous over here. I don't know, what are your guys' walnut prices like? Because they're ridiculous here. I just can't. I can't handle. 5X Disney fan says, I went and bought ground flax seeds after my vacation and put them in my fridge. Hey, that'll work. Fridge or freezer is the perfect place to keep it. Sarah says, I look cold. I do. I feel a little cold. Dan says, oh my, I'm addicted to peanut butter. I wish I wasn't. Yeah, you and Levi both. You're little peanut butter addicts. Whoa, $7 a pound. $9 a pound for walnuts, $7 for walnuts. Whoa, someone says $7.99 for 2 pounds of walnuts. That's incredible. I need to come visit you guys. Amanda says, nuts are crazy expensive here in Indiana. Jennifer, hi from Brazil. Hi back to you. Don't freeze. I swear to God. Louisa says, I get walnuts at a reasonable price at the market. They're everywhere. That's so nice. Okay. I'm not a fan of unsalted nuts either. I don't eat bread and I don't eat much peanut butter anymore. I heard you. Thank you. I love you. Oh. Walnuts are about $12.99 a pound in Kansas. That's ridiculous. Roland says, I was addicted to almond butter, then I had to cut it out of my life. I'm clean for a month now and I'm doing well. Oh, I feel you. I'm so scared to get addicted to almond butter because that's like 15 or 20 bucks a jar over here too. I just can't handle. I can't do it. Although I think whole almonds right now are 12 or 13 bucks a pound. I was considering buying 50 pounds and keeping them in the freezer for when they go back up. So that is the thing, though. I mentioned that I think nuts taste weird, and that definitely applies to the unsalted nuts, which are what Dr. Greger recommends. Otherwise, you can definitely spike your sodium like crazy. So, unsalted nuts and unsalted peanut butter. You know, I think a lot of people have issues with they kind of want to snack on the nuts or they want to snack on peanut butter. I just want all the nuts in my mouth. I'm sorry, I had to say that. But, and it's usually because they're salted nuts, right? I feel like plain nuts don't taste that good. Fresh plain nuts are okay, and certainly if you can find shelled nuts that are fresh and ideally local to your area, that would be wonderful. But if you're buying salted nuts or roasted nuts, I have heard that that can pretty severely negatively affect the nutrition of the nut. So if you're eating unsalted nuts, I feel like that can kind of prevent the issues that people talk about as far as gaining weight from eating a lot of nuts. Is just because when they're salted, they're so palatable and delicious, and you just want to keep eating more and more and more. Dr. Greger also does address that the weight gain can be, that people might report, isn't necessarily scientifically supported. So apparently he reviewed a lot of research, and that research indicated that nuts don't cause weight gain, and they could do that because, you could just eat them and not chew them well enough and like poop it out, or you could, it could be a replacement thing where you eat such calorically dense nuts that you end up not eating other calorically dense food because you're that satiated. Or it could be that apparently nuts are capable of boosting your metabolism and allowing your body to burn more fat. He only mentioned this one study, and I did look up the study, and the abstract wasn't super informative, and that was all I had access to that I could find. But he says that the people who included walnuts in their diet, and then they sat in a calorimeter where it measures what their metabolism is doing and how many calories they're burning and how much fat they're burning. It said that they burned off 31 grams of fat, whereas the other people burned off only 20 grams of fat. So that's really, really interesting that it could boost your metabolism and fat burning capacity so much. I mean, I don't feel like I need to boost my fat burning capacity at this point, but hey, it just makes walnuts sound really good, even though they don't taste that good. All right, I'm going to check in with your guys' comments. Ooh, okay. Sarah says, slivered almonds are great substitutes for croutons. Sparingly, of course. Oh, that's a great idea. Sprinkle them on salads. I've been using the pumpkin seeds, the pepitas, on my salads, and they're pretty good. I have not heard of a histamine intolerance. I'd have to look that up. Narsing Rao Lakshmi says, how can we use sunflower seeds? I think that sunflower seeds could be great in oatmeal, or you could blend them up similar to flax seeds, or you could sprinkle them on top of all of those sound good to me. Betty Nick says, you don't even need a walnut cracker, you just need another walnut to open. The walnuts, I assume? I just used to use a hammer. Amanda says, do you like pistachios? I do. I think they're really yummy, and they talked about pistachios and erectile dysfunction in this chapter. So, Yep, I'm almost 30 and I still giggle when I say erectile dysfunction. But, I mean, they're a nut. It specifies all nuts seem to be good for you. I don't eat pistachios often, just because I don't eat nuts as often as apparently I should in general. And my go-to would be almonds or walnuts or something since I'm spending the money. But I don't think there's anything wrong with pistachios if those are your preferred nuts and you enjoy them. I think they are usually quite salted. Alley Cat Girl says, I like plain almonds. My mom buys a lot when they're on sale and freezes them. Smart mama. Brit loves pistachios. Very good. Dima says, I toss a few nuts in my smoothies. There you go. Schmoopsify says, Lily, you need to go over to Kona and go to Costco to get some of your items. Yeah, well, I mean, I get that it's less expensive, but then the drive over to Kona has to account for something. I mean, it kills my car, for one. My little Prius does not like going over Saddle Road. All right. Yeah, the salty nuts as snacks are really the issues. Leslie says, I only like really fresh freezer-stored walnuts, and then I can only eat like 3 or 4. Yeah, I feel the same way about walnuts. They just don't please me. And I think if I buy them, I am going to have to store them in the freezer. Speaking of freezer, my YouTube tried to freeze. Okay. Toastwig, I can't keep salted nuts in the house. If I stick to plain nuts, I have a couple and I'm satisfied. Isn't that interesting how hyper-palatable foods are so different from whole plant foods? Louisa says, I occasionally have banana and a tablespoon of peanut butter as a treat. It's very satiating. Yeah, I do that too. Oh my goodness. And Levi definitely does that if I leave him alone with peanut butter. I have to hide it in random places in the house. All right, Britt says she read this and bought walnuts. Very good. Interesting. Okay. Little baby sweet potato says, should I add more fats in recovery? She's speaking specifically about eating disorder recovery, and I think definitely experts recommend adding in more fatty foods and more calorie-rich foods in general, calorie-dense foods. So certainly like nuts and seeds, avocados would be great sources of calories and really healthy fats for you as you recover. It would give your body a lot of the nutrients that they need, that it needs, that your body needs, while you're recovering from any kind of anorexia or bulimia type of behavior. So certainly don't shy away from healthy fats while you're in recovery. Don't worry about that at all. Like if you want to eat a whole avocado and some nuts and seeds, just enjoy it. You know, don't restrict yourself. Yeah. Nivea says, oh my god, a pecan inside a date is so good. That's very smart. I remember putting almond butter inside the Medjool dates. Oh my god. It's like bliss right there. And I feel like I need to be careful about the faces that I make in case I freeze. So maybe I should just keep it like this and just talk like this the whole time in case I freeze again. All right. So, definitely that part on erectile dysfunction was interesting. No. And then it's not just, apparently like ED isn't just a male issue either. You know, women, if they have high cholesterol levels, they have higher levels of arousal and lubrication and sexual satisfaction. And that just won't do. That just absolutely won't do. That's not something I'm willing to give up. Not at all. All right. Any other stuff you guys want to say about nuts? Any jokes you want to make? Puns? I'm totally open. Ask questions. No? Okay. Britt says, what if you are obese? Will fats prevent you from losing weight? That's definitely a subject that I feel is a bit argued over within the plant-based community as well. I would say that most reputable plant-based eating specialists, medical professionals, doctors, dietitians, they recommend, 10 to 15% of your calories coming from fats. So if you're eating about a 2,000 calorie a day diet, which I think is really, really reasonable, eating a handful of nuts every day or 5 days a week, that's not going to be enough to push your fat percentage over 10 or 15%. On my diet, I usually have 2 tablespoons of flax seeds in the morning, and then I might have some like pumpkin seeds or something with lunch or just as a snack, or a few almonds. And then for dinner, I usually have about half of a medium-sized avocado. And then when I do my chronometer, if and when I do that, it's always about 12 to 15% fat. Oh, what? Oh, I think somebody I appreciate you guys for timing out the guy who said he loves cocaine. I think someone accidentally got timed out by mistake, because 5X Disney fans is cool. But thanks for being on that, though, moderators. I appreciate that. So, all right. I think we might have gotten some good puns. Honey Gale had a question about having a nut allergy. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. Honey Gale says, how can I best compensate / supplement for my nut allergy? I think I saw one earlier that was about nut and seed allergies as well, so I'm not sure if you have a seed allergy, but Dr. Greger does say that if you have a nut allergy, that seeds and eating seeds could be a good option for you. So, sesame seeds, tahini, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, sunflower seeds, those kinds of things could be a good option. If you're allergic to both of those, then I would say just get your healthy fats from other sources, like avocados, totally blanking on fat sources right now. Avocados. What else? What else? Gosh, if you're allergic to flax seeds, that would kind of suck. And hemp seeds, that would definitely suck. I've blanked. I'm sorry. But other sources of fat on a plant-based diet, olives, that might be a case like if you're not able to get enough fat from, say, avocados or other whole sources of plant fats. That could be